Valmiki Ramayana, Kishkindha Kanda, Book number 4, Sarga 25, Roman numerals XXV 25, Rama's speech. Then Raghu's son, whose feeling breast shared the great woe that moved the rest, strove with wise charm their grief to ease, and gently spoke in words like these: You ne'er can rise the dead to bliss by agony of grief like this. Cease your lament, nor leave undone the funeral task you may not shun. As nature orders o'er the dead, your tributary tears are shed, but fate, directing each event, is still the Lord preeminent. Yes, all obey the changeless laws of fate, the universal cause. By fate the lives of all proceed, that governs every word and deed. None acts, none sees his behest obeyed, but each and all by fate are swayed. The world its ordered course maintains, and o'er that course fate ever reigns. Fate ne'er exceeds the rule of fate, is ne'er too swift, is ne'er too late, and making nature its ally, forgets no life nor passes by. No kith and kin, no power and force can check or stay its settled course. No friend or client, grace or charm, that victor of the world disarm. So all who see with prudent eyes the hand of fate must recognize, for virtue rules or love or gain, as fate's unchanged decrees ordain. Bali has died and won the meed that waits in heaven on noble deed. Throned in the seats the brave may reach by liberal hand and gentle speech. True to a warrior's duty bold, in fight the hero lofty-souled, deigned not to guard his life, he died, and now in heaven is glorified. Then cease these tears and wild despair, turn to the task that claims your care, for Bali's is the glorious fate which warriors count most fortunate. When Rama's speech had found a close, brave Lakshman, terror of his foes, with wise and soothing words addressed Sugriva still with woe oppressed. Arise, Sugriva, thus he said, perform the service of the dead. Prepare with Tara and her son, that Bali's rites be duly done. A store of funeral wood provide, which wind and sun and time have dried, and richest sandal fit to grace the pyre of one of royal race. With words of comfort soft and kind, console poor Angad's troubled mind. Nor let thy heart be thus cast down, for thine is now the Vanar's town. Let Angad's care a wreath supply, and raiment rich with varied dye, and oil and perfumes for the fire, and all the solemn rites require. Go hasten to the town, O king, and Tara's little quickly bring. A virtue is dispatch, and speed is best of all in hour of need. Go, let a chosen band prepare, the litter of the dead to bear. For stout and tall, and strong of limb, must be the chiefs who carry him. He spoke, his friends' delight and pride, then stood again by Rama's side. When Tara heard the words he said, within the town he quickly sped, and brought, on stalwart shoulders laid, the litter for the rites arrayed. Framed like a car for gods, complete, with painted sides and royal seat, with latticed windows deftly made, and golden birds and trees inlaid, well joined and wrought in every part, a marvel of ingenious art. Where pleasure mounts in carven wood, and many a graven figure stood, the best of jewels o'er it hung, and wreaths of flowers around it clung. And over all was raised on high a canopy of saffron dye, while, like the sun of morning shone, the brilliant blooms that lay thereon. That glorious litter Rama eyed, and spake to Lakshman by his side, let Bali on the bier be placed, and with all funeral service graced. Sugriva then, with many a tear, drew Bali's body to the bier. Whereon, with weeping Angad's aid, the relics of the chief were laid. 'Neath many a vesture's varied fold, the wreaths and ornaments, and gold. Then King Sugriva bade them speed, the obsequies by law decreed. Let Vanars lead the way and throw rich gems around them as they go. And be the chosen bearers near, behind them, laden with the bier. No costly rite may you deny, used when the prudest monarchs die. When the proudest monarchs die. As for a king of widest sway, perform his obsequies today. Sugriva gave his high behest, then princely Tara and the rest, with little Angad weeping, led the long procession of the dead. Behind the funeral litter came, with Tara first, each widowed dame. In tears and shrieks her loss deplored, and cried aloud, my lord, my lord. While wood and hill and valley sent in echoes back the shrill lament, then on a low and sandy isle was was reared the hero's funeral pile by crowds of toiling Vanars, where the mountain stream ran fresh and fair. The Vanar chiefs, a noble band, had laid the litter on the sand, and stood a little place apart each morning in his inmost heart. But Tara, when her weeping eye saw Bali on the litter lie, laid his dear head upon her lap, and wailed aloud her dire mishap. Almighty Vanar, Lord and King, to whose fond breast, brave and bold, rise, look upon me as of old. Rise up, my sovereign, dost thou see a crowd of subjects weep for thee? Still o'er thy face thou breath has fled, and joyous light of life is spread. Thus around the sun, although he set, a crimson glory lingers yet. Death, clad in Rama's form today, Death, clad in Rama's form today, hast dragged thee from the world away. One shaft from his tremendous bow dooms us to widowhood and woe. Hast thou, O Vanar King, no eyes thy weeping wives to recognize, who, for the length of way unmet, have followed thee with weary feet? Who, for the length of way unmeet, have followed thee with weary feet? Yet every moon-faced beauty here by thee, O King, was counted dear. Lord of the Vanar race, hast thou no eyes to see Sugriva now? About thee stands in mournful mood a sore afflicted multitude, and Tara and thy lords of state around their monarch weep and wait. Arise, my lord, with gentle speech, as was thy wont, dismissing each. Then in the forest will we play, and love shall make our spirits gay. The Vanar dames raised Tara, drowned in floods of sorrow from the ground. And Angad, with Sugriva's aid, overwhelmed with anguish and dismayed, weeping for his departed sire, placed Bali's body on the pyre. Then lit the flame, and round the dead paced slowly with a mourner's tread. Thus, with full rites and funeral train, performed the service for the slain. Then sought the following stream, and made libations to the parted shade. There, setting Angad first in place, the chieftains of the Vanar race, with Tara and Sugriva, shed the water that delights the dead. Absolutely beautiful. Footnotes 354:1. The Vanar chief, not to be confounded with Tara. Absolutely beautiful. So this is it. Everything is mimicking Ramayana. Everything is plagiarizing Ramayana. We have the race of the Simeons, the Simeon race, the Semites. Why do we have so many sequels to the Planet of the Apes? So many sequels to King Kong. So many sequels to Rambo. Rambo. These are all secular Abrahamic cohorts, secret societies, cabal of secret societies, plagiarizing everything from Ramayana and indirectly glorifying Ramayana. All these movies are glorification of Ramayana, the race of the apes, the Vanars, the simians. And the story of Ramoses, the warlord Ramoses, the dear adopted child of Pharaoh Ramses, leading Semites across the ocean by parting the ocean, is the same story of Rama leading Simeons across the ocean by rafting the ocean. Rama builds a raft. Moses parts the ocean. They go to the other side and they kill every man, woman, and child in the giant race. The race of giants. They kill all the giants. Where is the legend from? Who stole? Who is plagiarizing whom? We all know the answer. The Jews are plagiarizing the Indians. Absolutely beautiful. Why do we have so many King Kongs? Why do we have so many Rambos? An exile martial artist in the forest with a bow and arrows. Where is the idea of Robin Hood coming from? Matilda, Maitili. This is all plagiarized from Ramayana. Yes. Moses, Ramses, Rama, Ramadan. These are all famous names in the memory of Rama. Jai Shri Rama. Rome. What about Rome? Hail Rome. Hail Rama. Jai Shri Ram. Ciao.